Welcome to Bravo Team, our second G.I. Joe show looking at all the secondary G.I. Joe material. I am your host, Aaron Moss, codename Brotherhead. On this show, I'll either be by myself or have other guest hosts joining me, looking at all the G.I. Joe material out there. We'll be covering things like the toys, the Action Force comic, the European Missions comic, the movies, G.I. Joe Renegades, or anything else that is not G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero comic, or the 80s cartoon. Come, join us on our mission to stop Cobra from taking over the world. Yo, Joe!
Hey, everybody out there. Not really a Bravo team, but that's an opening I had ready. So this is Aaron Moss, a.k.a. Brotherhead, a.k.a. Hardman. And we are here with a special presentation. Today I've released episode 10 of the Energon Protocols. And much like we did for the first episode, we decided to get together, and the group decided to get together and do a listen to it and give our writing commentary and thoughts. So again, you have me, a Hardman. Also, I believe this episode introduces stealth mode, if I'm not mistaken. Also joining me, we have our game master, Erik. And if you want to say hi, let me pull this up on the screen real quick. There we are. Also in this room, we have Charles Cushman, a.k.a. Classified. Charles?
That's me.
Glad you could join us, man. Also,
I'm very happy to hear the this episode, which is, I think, the end of the arc of Classified descending into madness, and I cannot wait to hear it.
Also joining us is David Martell.
Hello.
Hey, Dave. Again, Dave's not on this episode as far as he didn't play this time. This is before he joined us, but you guys get to hear it for the first time, what happened, and part of the ending of our war crimes. Anyways, also is Jamal. Hey, Jamal.
How's it going?
Another one of our newer players. And last but not least is Ryan.
Aaron,
hey,
we
Ryan.
have to stop meeting like this.
I'm telling you, yeah, I recently had him on my main show, and now I've got him back here. So, but like I said, we're here to listen.
Happy to be here.
Glad to have you. And yeah, we're here to listen to episode 10, again, titled Homecoming and Transformers. So this is where, again, from the title, you can tell we got back to planet Earth. Apparently some of us made it back. And this was our big epic crossover with Erik's Transformers group. So I guess I'll start playing the episode, and then we'll just give our thoughts and talk about it as we go along.
What was some of the feedback you got to the last time we did one of these commentaries?
Honestly, I didn't get a whole lot of feedback. There was a couple of my regulars enjoyed it. They liked hearing our thoughts on it, and I didn't really have any major feedback.
Okay. I was more wondering like the ratio of us letting people hear the episode or us just talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Last time we talked the whole time.
And we'll do that this time too.
Yeah,
That's what we're here for. Anyway, so I announced that I apologize for the delays, and also that tell everyone to stick around. At the end of the episode, there's a little epilogue that me and Charles and Erik got together and recorded.
Yeah, that was fun. It was the first time I'd worked from a script, and well, let's just say Aaron had an enormous amount of work to do in order to make me not sound like an idiot.
You were fine.
Ain't that bad. So roll as an actor.
So it's if you don't know who Jamal and David are, they are the new cast members that make their appearance a little bit later on. And Erik actually had a audition for additional players because of the obvious level of prestige of, working with us. And these guys were the winners, and they were winners for a reason. They are fantastic, and we're a little bit of a ways away from where they do their debuts, but it's going to be something special because they are really, really good role players and have, show business backgrounds, both of them, and are they're phenomenal. So they haven't heard all of the history, but they are the future. So
Yeah, if people remember, there was an issue of Marvel Age that previewed the 1987 Joes before they debuted in the comic. That's what this episode is. You get
Pretty much, yeah.
hints at the future.
Oh, you guys are making me blush. You guys are great as well.
You're our fast draw.
Yeah, I wore my hard mind shirt to work today. So
Did you ever get any looks?
oddly, not as much as you would think.
Mm-hmm.
Again, most people know me, so they expect something from me.
There's old war crimes, Aaron.
Yeah.
that's what they call them in high school.
Why
It was a rough high school.
Those high school wasn't rough.
Apparently, I've got that on there twice. That's right. It's a good intro. I don't want to listen to it again.
Yeah, so wait, how's the Energon how's the Energon comics looking?
I am a few issues behind, so no spoilers for anything as of the Dreadnought Wars, please.
I am way behind on my comics.
Okay.
So I am further behind than that. So
I'm current. I'm a little reluctant to enjoy the pacing of G.I. Joe. Transformers is great. Void Rivals is keeping my interest, even though it's not really tied into everything yet. I'm waiting for that. But yeah, Dreadnought War was pretty good.
I don't know how many issues I am behind, but I am trade paperbacks behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
haven't read any of them.
It just came out.
So we started the episode with us re-entering atmosphere in the giant box with Amblion and Blobby and a handful of other assorted mini bots.
Did the leg come with us? Or
Yes,
was he?
it's
Okay.
It was
What was his
Ambulon.
name again?
Ambulon.
Ambulon. There we go.
The foot. Is it playing? I cannot hear it.
Can you guys hear it?
No.
You hear that?
No.
No.
Could be a setting on my side.
No, it's not just you.
No,
Yeah, I can't hear it either.
Something on my end then. Sorry for anyone that's watching online. Apparently I got a slight, let me see.
The new classified line announcements. Got a Cobra Dinosaur.
Yes.
Cobra Woodland Sword.
What's his name? Professor Ripclaw?
Is there anything?
I think like Kilgore.
Is it Kilgore? All right, hold on. I'm looking this up because that doesn't sound right.
Help
Can you guys hear
Well,
it?
your imminent death.
I want to activate.
Hey.
Yes.
Can we get in touch with? I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of our warehouse robot or base bot.
He has the name.
Ryan, you know it.
Our baseball.
Yeah, the warehouse that we had last time.
We had last baseball.
Metro Titan or
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah. Now I remember. I thought you were talking about like an Alpha 5 type robot hanging out at the base, but you mean the base himself.
yeah.
Yeah. What did I?
Yes.
Sorry, Eric. What did I say it was? It's probably in the last PM I sent you.
Megaforce.
No, that's
That
an
was
awesome
a great 80s movie. Yes, very
Yeah.
much so.
Metro Base.
Metro Base.
It'd be pretty cool if it was
Can we
Mega
get a hold
Force
of
that we were
Metro
teaming
Base?
up with.
Yes.
Yes.
In a big
That is one
grumbly,
crossover that never happens.
Giant guy, but very
My
comfortable
favorite
with
movie as a
Gil's
kid.
voice.
No lie.
My
Wow.
old friend,
I did not see it until I was
anything that we can
in my
do
20s, I think.
to slow this crash down.
I think I was
Do we
alive
have
when that
any
movie came
thrusters
out.
or anything remaining from the space bridge that will allow us, or energy that we can point downwards that will slow the crashing of this large mass formerly of
As
your
my
planet.
buddy Kevin says, it's the first live action G.I. Joe movie.
The circuit
In a lot of ways.
the space bridge were enclosed and separated from the larger undercurrent. in Cybertron. I don't have access to them. Not sure.
Yeah,
I could
how
work
did
it
that
if
big chunk of
could.
planet not
I
like
am,
destroy
alas,
Earth?
not a scientist.
Was that big of a
Understand.
chunk?
Can we all hear him?
Comic book science.
Yeah.
It's a private conversation.
Nope, he
Okay.
speaks aloud.
All right. You have a couple of scientists here. If you could just point us in the right direction.
Oh,
There's no good
certainly.
scale.
Great map. Just outside
It's a
of
different
his
size
mouth
every time
of
it
his
was
body. You are inside
put on paper.
is
So.
like a juncture that has components to control the space bridge in it.
And do we have access to it?
You can have access to it if you leave the cave.
So there are a couple of things here that we might want to consider. Number one, our Minicon friends can produce jetpacks for everyone who is not, well, actually, I guess also for Scaffold, who has had one. So we can essentially fly up before the impact while we're still within atmosphere, so we won't die. However, I suspect if this particularly hits the planet, it may not be a whole lot left for us to go back down to. So ideally, we want to look for something that will allow us to expend energy downwards, at least enough in order to be able to cushion the blow a bit. We won't really know until we connect up with their systems whether or not that thing exists.
Look at
But I
Charles,
think it would
logical.
be pertinent to grab some Minicon friends
This ain't
to
me.
help us.
This is
go with Plan
obviously,
B should
what do you
Plan A
call it,
fail.
data point.
We're willing to help.
I understand the risk.
Oh yeah, we
And
mastered
this
your
screwed up the limited plans that I had. Because
I Love Lucy is mad.
It's your mistake for making plans.
Oh, yeah.
You have seen the best of us.
half of you were inside the cage and half of you were out.
Reaper,
Were
you
outside
probably
the
should
cage.
stay back here
So
in the lobby.
I was
No
a
sense
little bit at
risking
a
you
loss how to
unnecessarily.
keep tension
Man, I'll make it
high
your call as to whether or not you
and
join us.
kind of make you work
I don't
for
know
it.
if there's a whole
Mhm.
lot to defend against here.
So you guys are really on a
Little hope for my
meteor or
friend.
piece of
Scaffold,
chunk
can you
of
help me out with
debris that is heading
okay,
towards
what have we got
Earth
here?
right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Okay,
Cybertron.
so that is
Mhm.
20.
So I'm getting
21
Char's
with a crit on the
counterattack
10,
from
and I
this.
also got a crit on the 4.
Yeah, spoilers
Doing
for
advanced
old
technology
episodes
or
of the
computers.
Transformers and G.I. Joe comic.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it
There's
comes
Transformers
down to
12, I think.
stop it from rotating
Sounds about right.
and kind of lessen the point of impact, or you can slow it
All I
down.
know is it was
and lessen
probably
the point of
Optimus
impact.
Prime's fault.
All right, so we want to do that first.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I need
it-
to look at
Yeah,
whether or not
it
we have
is
the
Optimus
tools
Prime's fault.
on
He
the
he
space to
cut off
create
power to the space
a
bridge
FPM.
and
What is
the
that?
dimensional
An
portal
axial
sliced
flux
the chunk of
permanent
Cybertron
magnet,
off.
of course.
Oh,
At least Hot Rod's not getting blamed for
knowing
it.
that. Okay, there's not enough time.
Okay.
As you
So
walk
I'm going
in
to point
there,
out
you
that
kind of
all of a
collectively
sudden, after
calculate
like
what
being
you
starved
want
and
to put
beaten
together.
and being miserable, and I think it's like 3 days after he was tortured,
in the night
now
sky,
Classified's making a lot of
you've got, like,
sense
2
now that he is
minutes
back hooked
and
up
it
to a
would
Minicon.
take 20 to
Mhm.
build
And
the
that
mech.
Okay.
kind of indicates
okay,
how
then
bad
we'll
his
have to wait.
addiction to it
We're gonna
is.
fire up whatever it is we can to slow it down.
Oh, yeah.
And give
But he's coherent and he's coming up with good
your
ideas, and some of them are scientific, which he has no background in.
do anything with it other than the generic.
Though, seeing as our characters don't know your entire background, and hey, you're coming with good ideas, so we don't care.
Get you to roll again.
Kind of like a companion cube.
It kind of is obvious that, you know, Classified's not entirely at the wheel at this point. He hasn't had any to eat, hasn't really had anything to drink except for what
see whether or not you can put more
Reaper's
power into
injected
that
into him.
shield and make it a little bit stronger.
But he's now hooked up to a Minicon.
Yeah,
and
that'll probably really help.
He's articulate and doing all sorts of thinking that he probably shouldn't be able to do.
We worried about the.
It's
cold
a
atmosphere,
future
the
G.I. Joe
hot,
problem.
like, temperature of.
Oh, so how long have you been ruminating on this
That'd be my
this
guess.
concept of like your character like
Okay, so yeah,
slowly being
mess with your box
addicted
for a minute,
/
see if I
controlled
can
with the
get us some,
many cause
some
in
heat
this
resistance over here.
Cybertronians.
Ooh, another.
Was that
Since
something that you
the
thought of
very
like?
26 total.
Yeah, since the very beginning. I've been trying to drop clues as it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. And this is one of those excellent things that Erik does, is that it looks seamless because whatever I throw out there, Erik lands. And you know, I would say it's a collaboration, but it was more me just saying random shit and Erik actually making it make sense. But I was very deliberately trying to show that he was under the influence of the thing that was connected to him. And
If
it
we don't,
was
we
very
will
much
find
turning
out.
him from kind of the awkward geek that he started out being
Probably okay.
into
Okay.
something a whole lot
Now,
different than that.
That takes 2 rounds. According to your cobbled together, looking at the horizon, based on where the cumulonimbus clouds are when you pass them, figure you've got about 30 seconds. Do you want to be out here or do you want to be back in the cave?
I think we want to be in the air. We have jetpacks. Let's just not be there when it hits.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I want to be out here in case anything last minute happens. I'll be one of the best qualified to fix it. And then I also would want Hardman out here to. No, wait, sorry. Who has the force field? Is it Hardman or is it?
Hardman.
Yeah, it is Hardman. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that, Aaron.
Um,
Yeah, I would want Hardman.
It's all
out here
good.
To so that we're all safe.
Yeah, I'm by your side.
Jetpacks and independent
What I'm
flight, also
envisioning
momentum
is
killing.
jumping before the elevator hits the ground.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like I surprised you with
Or
it.
you stay in the air?
No.
If a trouble bubble can
Kind of his
fly,
whole
why can't
thing.
we?
Hey.
There's absolutely nothing stopping a trouble bubble from flying.
Okay, so the 3 of you are fine.
The old argument.
Everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
We got Reaper,
Good old trouble bubbles.
Ambulon,
Oh, yeah.
and Metro.
Metro base will be the hardest to protect because he's no matter what, he's taking the blunt of the damage.
Metro Base, my oldest friend, and we are about to
Not mine.
impact against the ground heavily. Is there anything that you can do to either jettison yourself from here or otherwise protect yourself? I have grave concerns for your safety.
As do I, as do I. I will do my best to protect those housed inside of me. And then he clicks off. You actually hear a mic click for 4 or 5 seconds. And then he comes back on and says they are resecuring themselves in the cage. You make a good idea of not being tethered to the planet. So I will release myself. And I think I have some thrusters for an emergency. It might take me a moment to find them.
It would certainly make sense for them to be on your underside.
Yes.
I like the idea that Transformers might have thrusters and not realize it.
We'll be okay.
I'm glad to hear so, my friend.
And then, as soon as
I think he had the best. Well, him and Ambulon had the best arcs in the entire show.
And he immediately starts floating, and just enough time to understand that time has passed. Nothing happens, and then jets fire from underneath him, and he relatively from your angle anchored to the. Well, no, you're not anchored anymore. You're in the air, bubbling, but your relative position, kind of being by Cybertron.
Eric, you mentioned that they kind of disrupt your plan a little bit with this particular section. What did you have? What did you have planned originally that was going to happen before things went
on the left-hand
topsy
side of the
turvy?
picture? I
don't know. I mean, re-entry and the danger of being put on fire, and then the impact of hitting the earth were the things that I was thinking about. And then they were their casual ideas just nixed all of those. So I had to try and figure something out to make them make some rolls and maybe make give them a sense of possible failure and crashing into the planet and I don't know, dying or something. But
I don't know.
No, you give us a locked door, we will be stumped for an hour. But if we are re-entering from orbit, we've got that figured out.
Transformers 13 doesn't come out until next week, 2 days after.
I feel like this is the theme of this episode: is us frustrating Eric's plans. Like he's just.
I do get you back. I do get you back.
Oh, well, how far are you going? Oh, yeah, you get me back.
Well, no, I get you in this episode.
I don't
want
know.
to spoil it.
I don't know if this is an ocean or like Lake Michigan. I don't know who survived. I don't even know.
And we introduced Transformers. I get you that Transformers theme in there. Just
down there in the bottom, so it's not super.
A little transition.
Maybe
couple of blocks.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Optimus is just really close. It's really far away.
Right, and then again, that's a question.
Something interesting about that is that Eric was doing this real time with the comics coming out, which is why we're talking about what we're talking about right now. So it actually took logical guesses on his part to be able to kind of get ahead of the comic and hope that he was right.
Yeah, the issue 12 of the comic where the Transformers come back to Earth came out the day before we recorded this.
And it ends up they all died.
Won't.
There is a picture, and I was trying to find it on Discord, of the shard landing in the Transformers comic book, and I circled a little bit of random debris and said that was Metro Base.
Yeah, I kind of remember that. So the key to finding pictures you post in Discord is to post text along with it that you can remember and then search for later.
Yeah.
Whatever. Actually, no, that's not a question for now. I'm going to ask you offline though. Whatever happened to me.
Crash land nearby. You have stayed with him a couple of times while you were guarding the Autobot headquarters from nothing and no one.
Got it. All right. So Tailside's going to take stock of himself to make sure all the pieces and parts are where they should be, and also do the same. Going to look around to see if he sees any of his companions anywhere around.
Just the rod siren.
All right. I'm going to put out a general call on the comms to see if I can locate anybody else and include Metro Base in there to get a situation awareness.
There is some strange residual radiation, and comms are scrambled or...
Eric, can you tell us a bit about what happened in the Transformers campaign? Well, at least up to this point.
Basically the same thing. They were also on Cybertron.
Scratches and dents, but no one is
details
short.
are starting to escape me. The Transformers campaign ended 3 or 4 months after this, so like 7 or 8 months ago.
That is
so some of the episodes have just left me, but they were also having adventures. They were you guys came to Optimus Prime's group from like the right hand side, and these guys were on like the left hand side doing other things. I had to keep you out of the actual comic book, but give you time to be involved in everything.
If it's some sort of cobbled together armored suit, or if it's minicons, or could be half a dozen things, but none of those half dozen things should be in the hands of these tiny aliens.
Hey, Tailslide, what's your science mind telling you on this one?
Their technology they're carrying appears to be of Cybertronian origin, but I don't know what those creatures are. Maybe Metro Base would know. Can we reach Metro Base before reaching these creatures, or are they in the way?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe we should go ask Metro Base, but not turn our backs to these other creatures, because we know the destructive power of what they carry.
Now, I was also putting in new Transformers players here. They had just joined the campaign, so this is how they joined the campaign. They came in from the Shard.
An eye on these creatures, not so much taking any kind of defensive or offensive positioning, just kind of keeping an eye on them.
Brian, who plays Tailslide, winds up being kind of the field commander of the Transformers guys.
Oh, it is so good to see you, my friends. Worried about you with the crash, and I hadn't seen you in such a long time. These things are native to the planet that we are on. They seem mostly good intentioned, if a little primitive. They rescued some minicons from a Decepticon and a Gulag.
We're powerful yet primitive.
The minicons are a bit smitten and are helping them.
We're Captain Caveman.
Several attached to them. That's the armor and the little flight machine.
Tailslide.
The Transformers, probably.
At hearing this, it's like that there's such little creatures to be having Cybertronian technology. Is it safe in their hands?
Seems to be. The one over there, and you can see in your heads-up display, he highlights one of them, had a minicon with him before he came to the planet, and can speak Cybertronian.
Who's that guy?
I don't remember what
Trouble.
they call themselves. Hitman, I don't know, something like that. They have access to at least a little bit of Cybertronian technology.
Has there been like any like audio media or any like representation of like what Cybertronian language sounds like? Like it just sounds like a bunch of like electronic noises.
Yeah, I mean the Bay movies have it really sounding like garbled feedback. I think in everything else they just speak English.
Go ahead.
Greetings, creatures.
I turn to him and I assume I'm seeing do I see a...
there is a language that someone has built and calculated out, but it's a written one.
Yeah, Jim Sorensen did that.
because he doesn't know what you are. But so
Cross
he's
plugs,
kind of
there is an
hanging around in the
upshift on
back,
that.
looking over. Can't tell if it's friendly or not. Yeah.
I just think that it would be like
On tail slide,
kind
no.
of neat in the ear that a
Night
human
Autobot
just
siren.
speaks
I
like
have an Autobot symbol.
binary in
So I
audio
turn to him and say,
sense.
Bawi,
Yep.
Grana, we, Nini
And now that you mentioned the Bayverse, I'm
Okay,
just
now
imagining a
Self-Slide's looking a
human
little more
just
confused, but he's
doing that
kind of
whole
looking
bit
at
with
you now
the
and wondering what
Decepticons
you're gonna do next.
speaking to each other
So
like
I
that.
just say in basically
Yeah,
perfect
it's an auto picture, but
Cybertronian unaccented, I
They
say,
spent way too much time
are you gonna
negotiating with
make
the
me do
Decepticons in that
the
universe.
universal greeting dance? Because I'm not particularly good at that one. We mean you no harm.
No offense, creature, but I
The dance thing, that was from the
if I
Hot
could
Rod
swear.
tries to do it, I think.
So, hello.
Hard to trust somebody.
I mean, he does dance with the wreckers, but that's not part of the universal greeting.
And would take a chip.
I think
if
they
you
were
had
just happy
one.
to see him.
Like kind of reach down in my wrist and just generate a chip and bend all the way over to this Uman and hand it to him, which is like the size of a book to him.
How you pronounce
So
that?
I slot it into as best as I can, or pour it into a data point, and so you see me taking the Energon and absorbing it into what appears to be a minicon that's like grafted into me, and I essentially recycle it back out and into a chip and give that to you.
And I'll take that and slot it in.
All right, that's pretty cool.
Now that I saw the minicon, I'm more accepting, so I'll go ahead and take the chip and
He's
ingest.
passing the vibe check.
Okay. So, yeah. They're cool. You're cool. Why don't we take the moment and everyone introduce yourself, describe yourself, code name, blah, blah.
All right, I'll start since I was the last one there. Last one up. Hello, humans. My name is Tailslide. My alt forms are actually, you military-minded people might recognize me. I'm a tactical vehicle, but also I am a heavy lift helicopter, tilt rotor helicopter. So I can actually, I guess, carry you creatures if you need to. I'm not affiliated with the Autobots as of right now, but I'm definitely not a Decepticon. I just kind of been more new to Cybertron than anything, but I'm here to kind of help protect you against anything that might want to harm everybody. I just don't like seeing creatures suffer. Thank you.
Broad Siren.
Hey, howdy. I'm Broad Siren. So my bot form is based off of the vehicle. It's like a police cruiser, but it's just like a bigger version of like a police SUV. So I have a light bar on top, and I have a siren, and I like these accoutrements because I take security pretty seriously. I've run a lot of missions on Cybertron, made a lot of friendships over the years, and make sure that, you know, everybody's looking out for and taken care of. But I'm tired of endless war.
Classified.
Hello, I'm classified.
Okay.
Is his background classified too?
Who's
Oh,
to
yeah.
say?
Give at least a
Classified.
general description of yourself, classified, so that
General
you know what
description.
You're seeing a human being that sort of looks like he's in tactical wear, but he looks like he's about 4 steps away from death. You haven't seen a lot of humans, but you can see like there's a really big, strong one, and there's an average sized one. This one looks incredibly fragile, but you do also see that grafted into his body are Cybertronian elements, including a minicon which connects directly in through his skin. And he seems to have full control of his faculties, but you also notice that he has a connection that basically goes in through the back of his neck to a minicon. So to what degree that minicon is sustaining or supporting him, it's hard to tell, but you know enough about that technology to say that ain't right, and also that probably is helping him. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Sure does. After you say that, I actually look at you and do a bioscan with my sensors, and I just see all the Cybertronian technology and then just black masses where your body exists around it, because I don't know what biological flesh is. So I just see all the Cybertronian tech and just black, kind of all intermixed.
And just as an aside, before Hardman gets started, the minicon that's embedded in classified is a legendary minicon called Data Point, who's been missing for a couple thousand years. He was an intelligence and worked for a long list of Autobots and Decepticons, or he just kind of disappeared. No one knows what happened to him. Man?
My name's Hardman, and if you want to look, I uploaded the picture into the Energon universe chat thing. Gray tan slacks, a blue shirt, vest. It's basically the steel core figure. I'm into weapons and armor. I'm kind of the protector of the group. I give them a little nod.
Leaves me.
Yep.
Scaffold. I'm believe it or not, I am very good with machines to the point that, like, my fellow humans are just like, wow, that guy really knows machines. But I have a feeling you all are going to laugh at anything I try and say to impress you. So just keep in mind, by my standards, I'm very good at technology.
Everyone else is released. There are a total of probably 16 minicons. Once the armored ones fall off the squishies, there's an alien blob that no one is familiar with. Seems to be hanging around the Shy Joe, the Shy Human.
Reaper's the Shy Joe now?
For purposes of this conversation. Maybe he has a concussion.
Far more believable.
Oh,
For whatever reason, yeah, Josh wasn't able to make it that day,
forgot
so
you are also familiar with
we kept him
We
quiet.
just assume we all have concussions.
Decepticon. He defected to the Autobots.
I mean, falling from the atmosphere and landing will do that to you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sometimes.
Tail Slide and Broad Siren. You are familiar with him. I don't know if you have actually ever met him or not. I leave that up to you. He's essentially a medic. He was part of a combining unit. All of the other pieces of his unit are dead. He is the last sole survivor, and his alt form is basically a giant left.
I'm sure through all of our time on sentry duty.
It's like in Roger Rabbit when they put one of the shoes into a dip. Somewhere there's the other shoe that have no partner, no nothing, just half an identity.
That's perfectly fine.
And Eric came up with this.
Metro base. He also
Eric came up with this tragic backstory for this guy, and we just railed on him for foot jokes.
Because he's a leg.
Re-entry.
I didn't come up with it. I got him off the Transformers wiki. It must be IDW
really?
or something, but yeah, he really exists.
Oh, I thought for sure he was your invention.
Broken transistors, and he has seen better days.
I'm going to look up Abulon.
That he's fine and tries to brush you away.
Being a combiner that doesn't have any of its other combiner companions is a very interesting concept.
Can probably keep up with you. Okay.
My old friend, you've taken care of us so well. Can you not allow us to return the favor in a little? We just want to make sure that you're okay. If I'm reading his intentions correctly, we want to make sure that you're able to help others, because it appears that there are going to be more injured, and we would like to be able to save as many as we can. I know that this has been a long journey and you've done a lot, but I feel that you have more to give if you wish to.
I'm in no danger of dying, my young friend. This is merely a side effect of being several millennia old. I'm not leaking Energon to any degree that it was not before the crash. It's going to be sore for the next 5 or 6 years, I'm sure, but be okay.
That brings me great joy.
No one gets left behind. Glad to hear it.
Tail Slide, did you say that you have an aerial form that would allow us to maybe go and search for survivors?
I do. It's based on your size. I could probably carry between 4 and 6 of you in it, and it's a tilt rotor form, so I can lift off and fly around.
Tilt rotors are very good. They put the rotors at the center of the mass so that you don't tip over and over and over and over. So what we'll probably want to do is.
I feel like that was another shot at Trouble Bubbles.
I was thinking the same thing. I was going to say it sounds like someone's taking another shot at Trouble Bubbles.
I don't understand. Somebody's very sensitive about rear engines flipping things over and over again. I was just commenting on the helicopter.
They come after the remnants of the
flying bowling balls.
And it is my purpose or my design to keep these remnants in Transformer hands rather than in human hands.
Mine's too integral to the display that it's in. Damn it, just reach for it.
And
I've got one on my desk. I got another one up on the top up here somewhere.
Nice.
Even if it is sitting on our planet at the moment.
Yeah, I got
the weird thing that that I'm doing with Classified's voice right now is to indicate that he's speaking Cybertronian as opposed to his natural voice. So he says words wrong and all that kind of stuff, and that's because he's translating them into Cybertronian. And sometimes just doesn't really know what they are. But I try to differentiate it using the voice.
Change over to my tilt rotor and pop open access panel for him to play with the
Very nice.
That's a 17.
I'm sure I'm the only one who noticed.
Can I give you 2 up shifts, or
I'm not very observant, so
23 and a crit.
Yeah. Takes a little time, but between your already phenomenal mechanical engineering and kind of tailslide, kind of talking you through some of the more delicate circuits. You rig something up. So any scanning devices that you have will now work on all organic things.
So while I'm still on the ground, am I detecting any of these organic forms anywhere in the vicinity besides who's right here?
There seem to be a lot in the water.
Oh, I think that sensor's broken.
I'll mention it to them and be like, is water a concern for you creatures? Will you rust if you're left down there?
It's actually the opposite of rust. Unlike transformer
the opposite
bodies,
of rust.
if they're exposed to too much oxidization, they rust. If we're not exposed to enough oxygen, we simply die.
Oh, well, then in that case, I see lots of these creatures that may need some assistance.
That is something that we should probably act on as soon as possible then.
There's a better than even chance that he might be talking about sea life.
Scaffold, you might want to give him kind of a standard what a human looks like as opposed to every dolphin and swordfish in the sea.
Right. Yeah, I don't think I can set your scanners that specific, so you're just gonna have to look for, floppy arms, a couple of legs. Any less than that, and odds are it's not human.
Okay, so we're looking for
Not
creatures.
impossible.
We're looking for creatures that look exactly like all of you guys.
Yeah, there's a lot less variety from one human to another than you're probably.
Yes, I'm used to Cybertronians taking any form, so okay, understood. We'll look for just those creatures with 4 limbs.
Nope.
No.
Even more specifics. Really, our shape, our size, like the difference between someone my height and someone that's tall is inches, not minicon to Metro City.
Tell you what, I'll let you man my sensors whenever I'm transporting you, and you can make adjustments and maybe
Shoot, was
save
he
that
flirting
to
with me?
my IFS.
I think so.
I know the difference.
Possibly.
Totally missed it.
Can my
I'll let you
anthropology
man my
friend
sensors.
Data point to give him brief download.
I got
of
something to
the
fish
with
that
my
one.
wires.
information about humans to provide.
Let me show you how human limbs work.
Yes, of course. But that will require both of you to stay still for a while, and I think it would be more fun.
How engineers flirt, part 1.
I think that for some reason, data
It's
points.
always
like,
interesting to hear folks role play like the cultural and biological differences between a
you make
transforming
excellent
robot
point,
and a
and maybe
human.
we don't necessarily want to
Yeah,
do
honestly,
it.
I believe that these guys were Cybertronian and never seen humans before.
Yep.
I don't think they want to
We
know.
didn't talk about it ahead of time. Just Brian
what we
is
wanna do
an
is
excellent
we wanna
role
save
player.
as
He
many
was
people
the
as possible,
epitome
because
of the
that
Transformers game.
motivates us,
Nice.
not murdering massive amounts of people or Transformers. So what we want to do is get out there and see what we can do. I think that your double rotor is going to help us quite a bit in recovering that. And you, Broad Siren, if we could drop them off, if you can get them to Metro Base and get them to safety and perhaps coordinate them for Reaper, who will be able to provide some medical assistance from our perspective. If we see any Transformers, we're going to have to pull them as well in order to make sure that they can get to where Tailslide can provide medical assistance. Wait, sorry, Broadtown, are you the medic or was it you, Tailslide?
I am a security class.
Right.
I like to protect. I can't really say I'm a medic. I can repair Cybertronian technology. As for you creatures, I wouldn't know what to do, but
that's okay.
Cybertronian, yes.
I will assist you as best as I can at supporting any Cybertronians that we find, and you'll find that Scaffold's fairly good at doing those things as well. That will take longer.
By human
but,
standards.
Reaper here.
You've forgotten Ambulon again. It's been like 2 minutes.
We can find and making sure that they're okay. But I think that is probably in our best
Probably
interest.
walked off.
Or sorry, in their best interest that we
Or
get
hopped
out there
away, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't say hopped off.
whoever we can out of the water, be they Cybertronian or human.
Sure, I'll transform.
I'll hop in.
Confusion may have come from Ambulon. Ambulon is the medic.
Right, Ambulon.
There you go.
Can you please stay here? And anything that we bring, you're a little more familiar with humans. You can help maybe triage for Reaper. But if we bring in any Cybertronians, you are point to getting them back up and running. I'm not going to tell you how to prioritize it or which symbols to prioritize, but as a medic, I am sure that you have your own ways of doing so.
Just gives you a thumbs up, says copy.
All right.
And I'll load up scaffold and anyone else that wants to, and just kind of lift off and start doing circles or patrols around the crash site, scanning for Cybertronian and human measurements.
Hillside, let me know if you want me to check anything out at ground level.
Do we assume at this point it's solid ground around? Or at least we can drive around on the chunk of Cybertron?
Good point.
You are on dry land, earth land, earth. So you are on ground. You're not 100% sure where you are, and not that a map of Earth would mean anything to the Autobots at this point. You're not exactly sure where on the planet you are relative to their capital city or whatever warlords they have here. And the Joes seem equally confused. HTBs are knocked out, re-entry radiation, so you're going to kind of have to do this the hard way.
But before we take off then, I want to yell, Broad Siren, Hardman, two of you are going to get along real well. Seems like you got a lot in common. We're going to need to protect this area from anyone who comes in and tries to essentially harvest that technology before we can get down and defend it. Can you provide security for this area, and most importantly for Metro Base, until we can get everything straightened out and start getting you folks protected and figure out a way to do that?
Roger.
Absolutely.
That was the longest run on
Man.
I've ever heard.
Big beefy human meet big chunky robot.
Okay, and I'll be scanning
Pretty
mostly
much.
for Cybertronian contacts.
Okay.
And then letting scaffold handle the biological.
Dropping drone scaffold?
Yeah.
Wait,
good
letting
call.
me
All
handle
right,
the
we'll
biological.
Boot up Bithiani Tiniani.
I wasn't a
who's
doctor.
mostly been inert this whole time, and
Bithiani Tiniani.
Bithiani Tiniani.
Much better at it.
Better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Crit on his scanning.
Scaffold got a 14. Bithiani Tiniani got a 16. Sorry, no, a 26.
26. Okay.
19 and a 7.
I clearly am kind of still a little bit woozy from the not eating or drinking for like a week and a half, so I only get a 7.
Okay. The drone, along with Hillslide, manages to
Eric always refusing to name Bithiani Tiniani.
thing about seeing the something, and it
Still
is
hesitate to try.
catch a quick glimpse at it.
Fine,
I
it's
don't
just
blame
the
you.
drone to you.
Some sliding area on Cybertron. Thing is, Hillslide did not pick it up on his transformer detector, and the drone. Say the name again.
Bithiani Tiniani.
Okay.
Bithiani Tiniani.
The drone does not.
You make it sound so easy.
On the organic
It's not hard. Bithiani Tiniani.
Like we see it, but it's not scanning.
Correct.
Okay.
It is not Cybertronian, nor is it biological.
What do you make of this?
Hellside's naive enough right now that he wouldn't be concerned about it because it's not Cybertronian, so he would not really think anything of it at this point.
Hey, classified.
Mm-hmm.
We've got something that's not robotic.
I need to step away for some amount of time just to see if my wife is home to put the kids to bed, and if not, I have to put the kids to bed.
Approximately.
Do we leave the call or just mute?
You know,
you can just mute yourself if you want to and step
All
away.
right.
Or...
Enjoy my back.
Or scales or anything, a jointed neck that shoots up into the sky?
No, just motion was detected, and by the time anyone focused on it, it was essentially gone. You saw a shadowed movement go into Cybertron.
All right, make a note of it, where we saw it and when, and we can investigate it later. But we may have bigger issues to deal with at the moment.
Remember, we released an alien who was on an operating table.
Yeah.
What happened to that guy?
I'm a little worried about that.
Oh
no, we didn't. Wait a minute. We released one, or we ensured that one was taken away from his pain?
We released him.
Well, freedom is the right
Was
of
it
every
the
sentient
xenomorph,
human being.
or was this
Or,
someone
sorry,
else?
Every sentient being.
That was a
Not you.
predator.
Well, us too. Okay, got to focus on the job at hand, but I am making a note of that to investigate.
Okay. Are we just continuing a general sweep of Cybertron or the surrounding?
So that thing was a predator, right?
Cybertron, unless
Yeah.
somebody has a more efficient way of searching.
There are xenomorphs on the shard, but that was the Transformers' next adventure, not yours.
Investigation checks.
Okay. That is a 13 from Tailside.
14 for Bithiani Tiniani. And it's a
No, I've yet to do a
14
Predator-themed one-shot for
20,
G.I. Joe.
so
So
crit
I'll
on the
put that
20
in docket.
and one
It
for
would be a
21.
lot of fun.
So,
Yeah,
weird
I
thing.
agree.
So you're pivoting around.
It would have to be level 1,
not
though.
quite orbiting, but you're doing a rather
A very short adventure.
scan of the surface
Yeah.
area. What you you can see. And
I have one written up. I think it's
maybe
threat level
a
13.
quarter mile above sea level. So high enough that it would be
Send that to me.
unusual for
Okay.
it to be here naturally. Sitting out in the open in some sort of atrium-like area, you see a statue made out of marble, something similar, granite. These are universal things because, Transformers have experience with rock. And it's just
This is where I
kinda
get.
chilling there. It resembles the human religious concept of an angel.
I haven't read about the Stone Angel since high school. Anyone know what that is?
No, and I don't know why it's here.
Nope.
That was a
Alright.
funny to me only
Charlie,
joke.
Mike, we need to continue mission, but if when we're getting close to that, maybe dip up in the air and get a look at it. I don't want to provoke it though, in case it's some sort of, well, hell, it wouldn't be the strangest thing that we saw even today. So
Cybertronians, like, you guys are metal that transforms into other things. Is it possible that there are Cybertronian rocks that transform into other things? It's all minerals, right?
Possible. Cybertronians have spread across the galaxy to numerous colonies. Don't know what. That's actually where I came from, was another colony. So there could be others out there that are non-metallic or some other variation.
All right, this is going to be a weird question. I am not trying to convert you or anything, but do you have religion?
Not that I.
No, I'm not trying to convert you.
We believe that we were created from.
There's always
Not, no.
Okay, 'cause we have all these systems of
Reverend
belief, and,
Daffold.
what we're looking at here is a symbol of one of those systems of belief, although it's really more of like a
Why were they angels, Eric?
culture version of that symbol of
I
belief.
was trying to make you think they were
None of
actually
those
weeping
textbooks,
angels.
Nothing like that. This is just what we've
I know
decided.
From like
You know what?
Doctor
I
Who.
was thinking that.
That was my that was my thought.
It's
Yeah.
weird that it's here.
For quite a
and
while
there's
during
an
this
extra
game,
layer
I'm like,
here
oh shit.
because it's
Keep waiting for
related to religion. Just to
I've never
try
seen
and catch
Doctor
you up
Who,
on
so it
what
was
we're kind of-
completely bounced off me.
clarification: does it look like the feathers on a human body angel, or 7 wings, 7 eyes, circle,
Be not afraid.
yelling, "Be not afraid"? Yes.
Top of the tree angel.
Quick TLDR, Charles.
I shouldn't say that I
Imagine
have
playing
the
red
right to
light,
do
green
that,
light.
but yes, let's do
But
that.
Alright,
if you
so
lose,
I'll stay close.
I believe you
land
get displaced to
10
another
to
time.
50 feet away,
Yeah.
if possible, and
Then they eat
release
your chronal
my
energy
passengers
and you
to
die.
transform as well. Okay.
So Doctor Who invented Squid
So
Game.
now that we're closer, how big is the statue?
Basically.
Doctor Who perfected
Larger?
Squid Game.
Oh no, sorry, that was the other thing.
Slightly larger.
Okay.
This is also, so subtle planet hit maybe. It is about 8 feet tall.
Do I detect any kind of energon emitting from it or any traces of Cybertronian on it?
Give me some sort of science check.
All right. I would say a technology because I'm looking for specifics about it. That would be a 20.
Has traces of energon on it.
Okay. I'll relay that to Scaffold in case he didn't catch on that and kind of have more of a defensive stance as I'm approaching it. Kind of shield on my arm, kind of held almost. Still looking down on the thing though because it's half my height, less than half my height.
So, even if this was like an actual priceless piece of art, I think it's worth testing out, testing my theory that it might be more than that. And I am going to just kind of wash it with electromagnetic energy for my element jet.
Okay.
I'd like to lend assistance on that. Just kind of watch my sensors to see what I detect out when he does that.
Yeah, you want an attack?
Aaron's in this episode, I swear.
Yeah, just for the
Occasionally.
drama, maybe rolling a crit fail.
Oh, no. All
That's
right.
right. Aaron was hiding,
so-
waiting for the weeping angels.
To make this attack, I actually have to like fly with my jetpack, turn around, and blast it with the exhaust. So I'm going to do that. So it's going to sound like it's going to look like I'm being a little bit dramatic, flying around and whatnot. But just what I got to do per the rules. All right. So a 13 plus an
The
8,
rules.
21.
What does Ryan know about the rules? Oh, sorry.
It does not
broke.
provide resistance. So you textbook flip around and blast him with heat energy, I assume? No, you do cyber.
No, it's electromagnetic
Right.
because of the upgrade that I took.
Yep. Okay. It knocks it over, but it doesn't react or move.
Okay. Does it still scan? Does it still detect of Energon?
Yes.
I'm running out of theories about what this could be. What earthly thing this could be? Any other Cybertronian ideas you might have?
If I scan it, do I detect that it has energon residue on it?
Ryan,
or
also
is it
not a
emitting
Whovian.
energon as if it has its own power source?
That's a good question. You'll probably be able to detect without too much trouble that it is projecting Energon.
Okay.
Like a battery?
And for the sake of all of this, do we have the same comm links to these humans that the Cyberturnians do?
Yes. Data Point and Ambulon already had links. They just share that data with you. So
welcome back.
So we'll open this up to
Ryan. The Stone Angels were from Doctor Who.
Let them know what we're doing and what we found to see if there's any other theories.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody can talk with each other now.
All right, so we've got an angelic statue that is emitting energon and does not react to electromagnetic energy. Why? What is this thing?
Is your creation, I won't say myth, because frankly it probably is true, suggest that your living god is Primus? Am I remembering this correctly?
Yes, we believe that we descended from Primus, correct?
And Primus is depicted in your artwork as being the divine, correct? Being like having a light glowing behind him.
Yes, the energy of Primus, correct.
Are we looking at that depiction of Primus?
Oh, Primus is planet size. This couldn't be Primus.
I don't mean I don't mean the actual Primus. We may have a piece of that floating in the water right now. I mean, is this a depiction of Primus? Could this be a statue or an altar to Primus?
Can't really say that I've ever seen any kind of statues of Primus before. It's just kind of our idea, not that I've seen any physical manifestation. Broad Siren, is this ring any bells with you? Any ideas?
Sorry, I'm kind of distracted over here. This human keeps leaning on me.
Does that? He doesn't mean anything by it.
So Broad Siren, could there be depictions of Primus? Could this be one of them? I mean, the energon level is so low, I couldn't imagine it being that.
I'm not seeing the connection to Primus, personally.
It was merely a thought.
I mean, it's in the form of you humans. I wouldn't think anyone would ever believe that was Primus. No offense.
I was really struggling with this. Like, I really had no idea what was going on.
Got energon coming from it.
I was enjoying the roleplay, so I was going to let it go on for a few minutes.
Not very.
Aaron had ideas, but Hardman had no
last
clue.
Thought on this is feed it to.
So Ryan, did you recognize the Doctor Who reference, or
a lot longer
is
than
that
any
lost
of
on you
us?
also?
And so, if there's any chance that any of us is
You're on mute, Ryan.
time, it'll be him.
Are we close enough to Metro Base that I could just pick up this statue and
Ryan, you're muted.
Carry it?
Yes.
Load it on the.
Oh, so you've missed all my clever quips.
It's easier
Yes.
just to pick it up and walk with it, or
Those people with lip reading, though, are totally like they get a special Easter egg.
take it to Metro Base.
So I was saying that I think I remembered catching on that it was a weeping angel.
Link up everybody on the.
Everyone watches Doctor Who but me.
Really?
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Doctor Who, but I did see that one.
You saw enough.
Thank you for the solidarity, David.
It is no longer in the position marked on the first picture. It has its arms down and it is turning like
It's solidarity and shame.
A nearby door.
Some type of portal?
Well, I don't like this at all.
We should probably not let it flee.
It's not moving. At least not right now. It's 6 or 7 feet away from where it was.
Just
but
don't
it's
stop looking
not
at
moving.
You said there was a door that it would.
No, keep looking at it. Don't blink.
If not, if it's moving.
It seems to be
It
heading
is.
toward the
Don't
door.
stop looking at it.
Can we
Dry on
explore
it.
the door a little, because that's far
I
more.
don't think
interesting
Cybertronians are
than the,
capable of leaking. At least I
than the
don't think.
statue.
That's a
Here's
good
what-
question.
It's definitely not a statue because it got up and moved.
One of the things I like most about Eric's games, whenever he makes a pop culture reference, there's like a 60% chance I haven't read it or seen it. And so maintaining my ignorance of it is super easy because I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I
I
start
appreciate
looking
you
That's not
going
good
into
acting.
that.
It's literally I don't know.
Kind of seem any kind of injection mold point.
Okay. Give me.
Sorry?
Me as a toy collector
check,
talking.
Or science or technology, whatever you got.
I will give you technology.
2 up shift.
2 up shifts. Thank you. 22, and it's a crit.
Okay. It has none. It appears to be made out of solid granite or granite-like material. There is no evidence of cracking or motors or sliding joints that would allow it to quote unquote move.
So this defies all of my engineering theories.
Absolutely.
Which means I just do not like this thing.
I'm kind of agree with Scaffold. I'm all about technology, and I don't understand this. It appears to have a Cybertronian power source, but does not Cybertronian.
Going back to when we saw the alien on the operating table, it is possible this is some kind of other alien being. I don't know how much of the universe you, as a species, or you all personally have explored. Like, rack your brain sensors. Does this click at all with anything that you have ever heard of a Cybertronian encounter?
My original planet I grew up on, no, it was mainly just us Cybertronians, and then I was captured and taken to Cybertron and kind of kept in a lab. So I don't have any experience with anything like this.
Kept in a lab.
Shockwave.
If you guys would like to check, Transformers can make a culture roll. Joe's can also make a culture roll, but you're at 2 downshifts. You have less experience with aliens.
And I have Data Point make the roll?
Yes, but you still have 2 downshifts. He's been on Earth just long enough to corrupt.
Cheater.
I can try. I mean, I've got no experience with it, but I can try.
Can't even try. I have no culture, so with the downshift, I'm automatically.
Oh yeah. So what happens if I'm not trained in that at all?
You roll with a snag. So roll 2d20, take the lowest die.
So I'm going to give you, instead of rolling myself, I'll give you one of the Transformers 2 upshifts using.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, it's on the other thing. The ability that I keep using, by the way, just for anyone who's there, is Plan of Action.
Okay. And so what does that do to the dice that I use?
So if the penalty is 2 downshifts, then you get 2 upshifts. It cancels it out, and you would just roll whatever you would normally roll.
Look at me explaining rules.
Mm-hmm. You got it right.
Oh, then you have 2 upshifts, which means that.
At the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing. By episode 10, I'm like quoting the rule book.
Straight D20 with 2 upshifts, you'll go to a D2 and then up to a D4. You'll still have the snag for being untrained, but you're at least rolling something in addition to your D20s.
Got it. Thank you. So everything total 5. I have no clue.
Nope, you have no clue. You have never experienced this.
After all that math.
That's fine. When you look in the door, give me some sort of an investigative look.
I will have, because my eyes are really bad right now from the lack of food and water, I'll have Data Point sensors do that, because he just has a better chance of actually succeeding than I do. That is a 9. So no, we're both feeling pretty out of it.
Okay. The room that this thing appears to be headed towards, there's like a foyer that's dark, and then there's a large inner room, and that is pitch black. There's no lighting in that at all. You can't see.
I'll relay this to everybody else.
Okay.
Light. Do they get a phone a friend culture check from me?
So I've said it to everyone. So if anyone else wants to has any information about what this is, I'd be very interested in hearing it.
I get a 16.
No, you don't know.
So as for the technology behind the statue, if something is floating in general and it doesn't look like it has moving parts, there's a good chance that it's magnetic or electromagnetic forces that are floating it. It's sitting up high enough that it could be affected by the EM field. Additionally, the big EM field that was that broke when this giant thing popped through might have created an eddy that it's floating on right now. But there are ways for things to move.
Classified's so smart.
Yeah, I follow it.
There's no way for it to move. It's
so knowledgeable.
If it doesn't have moving parts. You know what I'm saying?
That's why there wasn't an extinction event. The eddy.
It just couldn't do that.
But if the inside were
I have no prize for
that
that.
had some capability of shifting the polarity of, and again, we're talking theoretical technology, not anything practical, then it could be drawn to or drawn away from certain certain objects. So if it was moving closer to something, this big chunk of metal, like say pointing at the big chunk of Cybertron that's there, that mechanism might allow it to move without moving parts.
All right. Like, it would have to be made of mercury or something, though, right?
That's a single element that could be shaped into a certain type of shape. If it were heat sensitive, it could potentially transform into any shape. Data
Classified is very much like AI in that he's very confident but also wrong.
Do that, but I don't know.
Trying to apply logic to where there is none.
Real quick, Tailside, what are you doing while this conversation is going on? Clearly, he is.
At least he sounds confident about it. So
tragedies that he is to experience over his 1,000 years of. Okay, are you?
It's been a rough 1,000 years, really.
It has. He's got the 1,000-yard stare going. He finally has 10 seconds to relax on this alien planet. He just kind of stares off into space. So when you and Classified scaffold. Understand that you haven't heard from your giant robot friend in a hot second. You turn around to look at him, and the statue is right in your face. It has moved another 6 or 7 feet towards you and towards the door.
In like an instant?
Yes.
So yeah, Tailside was looking at the statue, just trying to figure out what it was, and kind of turned around when he heard a noise of everybody messing in the room there, and turned back, and the statue is gone. And I somehow got closer.
So, do you have like a jail cell or something in your old mode?
I'm used mainly to carry willing travelers, but I guess if somebody stayed back there, it could be secure.
All right. Now, again, I apologize for my.
Would that be safe? Would a Cybertronian be unaffected by a weeping angel?
Put this thing in your back seat.
I don't remember what they did other than if you stop looking at them, you die.
Contained?
There's lots of moving parts when
We're
we
getting
transform,
shifted through
and
time,
we
I
can't
hear.
guarantee it's safety or it's shape.
Is that what happened?
Afterwards?
Yeah, I guess there was a time travel element to that episode.
Yeah.
I don't see
Quantum
that
block.
happening.
They can't move if you're looking at them.
Hurting me from the inside. I should be fine.
Okay, we will call this the only plan on the table, even if it's not the best plan on the table right now.
If we're not worried about securing it, I can just carry it in my hand too.
Yeah, maybe I'm overthinking it.
With 8 feet, I can like put my hand around its chest area and just kind of carry it like a kid's doll.
You have the ability to fly while you're not in your alt form.
It's very awkward, being that I have 2 rotors. I kind of can produce a hand in place of one of the rotors, but it's not stable.
All right. Well, there are either two. I'm running on 2 functional options. The first one is that it is something that's here to observe us, or it is something here to lead us in through that doorway. If we are to attempt to stop it from doing one of those 2 things, it might act hostilely. So the question is, given everything else that we have going on right now, is this something that we explore or something that we write a paper up about later and let somebody else figure out?
I just
You
feel
got
like
a lot of
if we
faith in this
ignore it,
weeping angel.
then we're doomed.
That's not a bad assumption to make, given everything that we have experienced up to this point. But I'm trying very hard to see what, if anything, we can do in order to affect this. If it is bound and determined to defy the
Charles
laws
is like, I can't figure out this puzzle. Let's move on.
in a position to prevent it from doing so.
I mean, we've been doing the impossible for the last couple of weeks, and we're doing just fine.
Now, from what you humans said earlier, your biggest concern is outside influences coming and disturbing the site. Do we care so much about the statue? Is it something that we are concerned about?
Eric, it came at me, right? Like, it's not just that it moved, but that it was like in an attack mode.
Its arms are not raised. It doesn't have any obvious weaponry, but it was close enough to have struck you if you hadn't turned around. You don't really understand why it's moving and then not moving. But right now, while you're looking at it, it is not moving at all. It doesn't have claws. It doesn't have balled fists. It appears to be, based on kind of the snapshot images of the positions that it has been in, it is simply walking into that room.
All right, maybe I've been letting my imagination get the better of me. If you all think we should just walk away from this thing, I'm okay just walking away from this thing.
You've been letting your metagame knowledge get the better of you.
Oh, right,
Yeah,
no, it's too dark.
you let Doctor Who get to you.
So,
Yeah.
Viviani has enhanced sensors, like light sensors, so he gets an edge for looking around. So this feels like exactly his wheelhouse. So I will send my drone in to investigate.
All right. And it projects images on your HTV?
Let's see. It's got an independence protocol. That's not really strictly explained. I think, I mean, it must, because we're supposed to communicate in some way. So yeah, we'll say that. We'll say it projects images onto the HTV.
So it goes into the room and shines light them out, and there are about 30 more of these things.
Anything else?
All their eyes are open and they like glow blue.
Does the door look like it could have been like securing them in place?
Without knowing anything about
Like a prison?
Cybertronian prison doors, maybe.
Well, I mean, does it have any kind of lock, or is it attached to any kind of?
Like, we've been in all sorts of prison doors. What are you talking about?
At the prison.
Whole rest of the thing, we were in prison after prison.
All right. So that room is full of a bunch more of these guys. And again,
That thing back where it came from, or soil.
But I don't like them like at all. and I wonder if we should stick them in there, maybe spot a camera on them so that they, since being observed seems to be triggering to them, or the opposite of triggering, it seems to paralyze them. We just set a camera so that it's always watching them. Maybe they won't move. Any objection?
I don't see how that could stop.
About these things, he doesn't see him as a threat. So any plan you got's good with him.
You're the man with the cameras.
Right,
So I have the opposite problem of Charles, is that I will usually be able to spot these pop culture references, and then I have to pretend that I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
If we have no other cameras handy, I guess I
My
could
ignorance is my
install
strength.
the uncanny sensors and set them up into the room.
Second, let me see what I've got.
Well, in this situation, honestly, I will be panicking right now.
Yeah. Well, that's also kind of the wonderful thing about Classified's confidence is that Charles has no freaking clue what's going on or what to be worried about. So I, approach everything pretty much the same way.
What has Schrodinger's angel transformed into?
Is it still just a rock creature that's not moving?
It appears to have gotten over its fear of not moving, and it kind of looks at you and with a sound like two rocks rubbing together. Put me down, metal oppressor.
Say it with me. Ba weep grana weep mini bomb.
Or did you actually want us to say it with you?
Ba weep grana weep mini bomb.
Yeah, Tesla does that too.
Okay.
Weep, gra, weep, mini bonk.
He says, now.
He pulled an Ash.
We tried to do this without you. I'm going to take my people and going to leave and see if we can make our way on this strange foreign planet. It appears that the dominant predators are no match for our stone might. So are you going to let us go, or do we have to go through you?
Why would you assume that we would not help you, my stony friend?
No one has ever helped us.
Yes, at this point I was confused.
Do you know that there are places
why the weeping angels were talking to us?
Merely entirely too hot for our people?
Because these are the Energon universe version of the Weeping Angels.
Apparently.
You can't just
They got their own rules.
I just did.
I don't think you have ownership of Antarctica.
Nobody owns Antarctica. They can. Who's going to kick them off it?
We do not know this hot and cold.
They are thermal readings. The quick movement of atomic masses versus the very slow movement of atomic masses. The very, very quick movement of atomic masses can occasionally injure. It is the flame that shoots from flame weapons. It is that which melts metal and at hot enough temperatures could even melt rock. However, the almost absence of movement in atomic structures is something that, as a representative of the native species of this planet, we cannot tolerate, nor are we terribly interested in what happens to it. They are at the far, and I point to the north and the south ends of this, and ends of this planet, and are mostly uninhabited. If you were to go to these places, I believe you could truly find yourself some peace, quiet, and the absence of other beings so that you might organize yourself and find a peaceful existence of your own.
And you have authorization to award us this place with no melting?
It is going to rely on your strength in order to keep it. However, I am offering you a map to a place where you will not likely be bothered because it is simply unobserved. It is a place that we do not go because we cannot live there. There are very, very few humans that would go to the furthest reaches of these places. And it is not a place that the Autobots are likely to look, even if things go terribly wrong and the war translates itself to this planet. It will be unlikely to transport to affect these areas. I ask this both selfishly in that I would prefer that powerful beings such as yourselves do not walk among us, for you would literally destroy us with your most casual movements. But in these places, you not only will not disturb our people, but also not be disturbed as your people. And it sounds to me, based on the weariness of your voice, my friend, that a peaceful place to be where you have the freedom to move and exist as you will, and your people will, that you are truly seeking. And perhaps that is something you can find here.
Let's make some sort of persuasion
I
check.
did not remember it going to let's give him Antarctica that quickly.
I'm gonna set him down.
First thing that came to my mind.
So I'm talking to him through data points, so I can use data points persuasion.
We gave them a map. We didn't give them
Does
Antarctica.
not have a specialization. I can give him.
Kind of did.
At no point did you say I'd give you Antarctica. There was nothing written
I don't
down.
know if that's going to be enough to change the fate of a species. No credit.
Yeah, it's close. 21 is a really good roll. Okay, for sake of drama, 21 is enough to convince him. However, other than a little bit of
Always a however.
stuff,
Yeah.
I had kind of scheduled this whole last hour.
This is the part where I watch Eric's heart or listen to Eric's heartbreak.
Convincing him is okay. Just understand that's going to cut the adventure a smidge short.
Could I have rolled a 1 instead?
I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Could I have rolled a 1 instead? Do we want to retcon that so that I don't overwrite what the GM's trying to accomplish?
No. That was a passionate speech and everything.
That was a very passionate speech. I don't want to take away anything from your agency. I'm just saying, I can play off what you guys are doing.
Okay.
I'm just saying, there's only so much of you all I could put up with in one night.
Yeah, I'm okay skipping this.
Hey, and I'm even
Classified
willing to
applying
story
talk
point
no
different
jutsu.
specialization in that persuasion. That was so good.
Yes, I was debating on whether editing this portion out or not, but I'm going to leave it. Just give her a background.
Yeah.
You know what we go.
It gives people the feeling that they're at the table with us.
Yes.
I did this. I was fully intending to report this.
I'm sorry.
Word for word what happened to
I
Beachhead.
misspoke the name.
Yeah.
The records will show differently.
Like, if that's the only crime that I do today, giving away Antarctica, like, prove to me you own it. Prove to me I don't.
I just don't want to be the Antarctic explorers who just come across a dozen statues of angels in the middle of the Arctic.
I feel like that'll be an interesting thing for Google Maps to find.
A new religion starting up somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is your name, my friend? I have not asked it yet.
Magnius.
Welcome to Earth, friend Magnius.
Thank you. Friend, a strange word.
I hope it's one that you get to use more of.
We are called, it's a Cybertronian word that basically comes out to armorizers.
Well, Magnus, I would like to say sorry for handling you as I did. We didn't know what to do with you. You weren't responding to anything and didn't realize you were a living creature.
Understood. We have been oppressed for a very long time. It's a defense mechanism.
I can understand that.
So where's the armorizers from, Eric? Is that something you made up, or is that something you found?
No, that is a Transformers thing. It's instead of having an alt mode, they pull apart, and then you can use their parts to give weapons and stuff to different people.
In your future, I believe that if anything, the Transformers who have come to Earth deserve a second chance.
Armorizer
Free of
action.
these shackles of the giant war, that endless war that they were done before.
So what's classified saying right now? That is
do
data point.
anything,
That is
you
not
can
classified at all. It doesn't sound like him. There's no history of him speaking like this.
Transformer. We are our own.
Even better, I would prefer that anyone who was caught up in a war that was not their own be provided. We have a word for that in our language. It is called refugee, and you definitely meet the definition of one. However, in addition, we have another word called asylum, and that is when we take in a person who has been affected by war and give them a place to exist on their own. That is what I am offering you, and I hope that you are able to benefit from it.
We will accept this asylum. I'm not sure I like the word refugee.
Understandable. It's okay. They are merely technical terms. They do not define you.
Point us to this land.
We're not doing this right now. Like these are some medium to long-term plans.
Well, we can give them directions, but unfortunately, I do not have the tools to travel at that far. I assume that you have the power of flight to the armorizer.
Some of us.
How far can you fly? We are talking about a large distance. Certainly not. It's a blink of the eye in the terms of how big Cybertron is, but it is quite a far distance. Are you able to fly that distance?
We can fly all of the distance. We do not tire.
All of the distance.
You are not Transformers, but you have a technical nature that will allow you to accept data through a port and or a chip.
You will take your chip.
So I will have Data Point provide a chip based on the kit that we have for technology loading the location of Opinion's team? Do we want to give them the North Pole or the South Pole? Probably the South Pole. It's better land math, right?
What were you saying, Charles? That you never said you were giving them the Antarctica?
All right.
I said that to the
Leave me hanging.
team. I didn't say that to
Nothing
them.
of your poles you talk about, so either one's fine with me.
I said give them directions to the South Pole.
Okay. He says, in the interest of politics, we will let you know what area we claim.
We thank you, but I would recommend not spreading that information too widely, as we do want to. Well, we cannot.
You can have this
guarantee
continent, but let's
peace,
just keep it between
not
ourselves.
being, the fact that you are far away from everything else and will remain undisturbed due to your lack of proximity to anyone else. We want to keep that secret as much as possible because we don't want anyone to inadvertently impact the peace that you've worked so hard and waited so long to achieve.
None
We're
of
like getting in
your
trouble.
humans will see us.
Is that a question or guarantee?
You seem a little primitive.
We're going to see the trope
It
of the
is
monster that
guaranteed.
just wants to be
You will
left
use
alone.
the liquid.
This is
Point
very
to
much
where-
reminding me of the Blood and
That is a
Wine
very good
DLC
choice.
from The Witcher
What's going
3,
on down there?
where
Well,
Geralt talks to the
unfortunately, there
Elder.
has been a
And he's
chunk
like,
of
hey,
planet that has crashed into
behold me,
the Earth, and we have a
these
lot of other people
humans
to welcome
will
and save as
leave you
well.
alone
I'm glad that
and not
we
try to
spoke
attack
to
you.
you
You
first.
can
I
take care
hope
of them
that our offer brings
very
you
easily, but they're going to keep
peace
coming.
that you've
So
been
Yeah.
unable to find up
you
to
help
this
me,
point.
Okay.
you guys,
Get
you can have your
whatever
peace.
promises that
Help
that
me
you
help
need
you.
to assure his operation and his non-blowing everything up. He's kind of getting impatient. And
We'll say thank you. We have to go though. I appreciate your willingness to talk to us this long, but you must make your way and we must make ours.
okay. And slowly but surely, all of his people come out and
Again, Charles,
shift
I'm done
away
with
from
this.
the, like,
Take Antarctica. Leave us alone.
to various rocks and boulders and something a little bit more obviously kind of cool rock guy. Okay. Hard Man and Broad Siren, where everyone is back together, and Reaper too, of course, if he were actually here. Everyone's in a group, and we will wrap up the team up. Things are put in place. Okay, I want both of teams to be able to walk away from this chunk of Cybertron at least temporarily. Joe's probably need to go back and get some proper orders, and it will become apparent where you are and how isolated the piece is when you do that. Like I said in the beginning, I have to be a little bit vague because I don't know actually what's going on with it. I want to make suppositions that turn out to be wrong when the new comic book comes out. So you put processes and defense grids and things in place so much as the Autobots or Decepticons allow you to. And you're probably just going back to base to get orders and figure out what to do about this thing. Because, you know, it's really going to take more than the 4 of you. It would probably take even more than the 8 of you in the expanded group. Even with the peripheral personnel, you're still looking at maybe a dozen people to guard a chunk of alien planet this big. You're going to need more help. So this is the final scene of the team up episode just before the credits roll. Everyone's standing around in a big circle. You have won some respect for each other and your alien uniqueness, and you can certainly give some sort of sign-off monologue. And then, but before we go, I'm going to need the Joes for a couple of more minutes to plant the seeds for stuff that's going to happen next adventure.
Autobots roll out.
Well, it was interesting meeting you humans. Maybe, I guess, since we're here on your planet, we'll see more of you and we'll get more used to seeing your squishy selves.
Yeah, I have a feeling if you're going to be sticking around on this planet, we're going to be seeing each other in like official capacity going forward.
Tells like kind of looks up to where the chunk of Cybertron came from and says, I don't think we're going home anytime soon.
Well, if that's the case, I'm hoping that you find home here. You certainly got, pointing to the giant chunk of metal, a place to start. And depending on how that lands and where, perhaps you're in a place where you will become a guardian of a new thing. I hope that you are willing to be able to protect, in many ways, us humans from ourselves, because that much technology, well, applied too quickly, can corrupt an entire species. That technology drove you into endless war. And it is my desire to avoid that as much as possible. And I hope that you can be on the side of humans in making sure that we don't end up in an endless war.
We don't want to see any creatures in more much ourselves. We will search around to see what we can do with this chunk of our planet that's fallen and see if there's any of our comrades around here and start afresh on this planet.
We've lost everything, but it's nice to know that we're still useful.
But Broadside, we didn't even have much left on Cybertron anymore. Hopefully we'll find something here for us.
I think that your role will be more important than you can possibly fathom.
And then we never saw them again.
Unfortunately, it never.
Well, this planet.
Well, Eric was a little disappointed he didn't get more of his Transformers in the game.
Yeah.
He wanted more of the guys to show up, but it didn't happen.
So there is a thing after this.
So, going back to the base, thing you do, and Beachhead absolutely condones sleeping for 12 hours after you gorge yourself on, granted it's army food, but still, it technically counts.
It's Earth food. That's what matters.
Yes, there you go. Yeah.
It's food.
You gorge yourself with 4 or 5 cafeteria trays full of food, and then go sleep for 12 hours, and then take a shower. Actually, Beachhead orders you to take a shower first, because even compared to him, goddamn.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But when you get up, there's a note stapled to Hardman's arm and pinned to the other guy's beds. So you get up, there's a note to say, come to the conference room. You get various pieces of gear on. You don't necessarily have to get dressed. You can walk over there in your boxers and also t-shirts, because that would be hilarious. But when you get there, everyone is assembled. Hexblade's here, Brick is here, Bill Docker is here, Beachhead is here, Hawk is on a video screen, and there's somebody else. He's dressed in army formal dress uniform. That guy, 35, wears a beret, so he's a green beret. His medals kind of take up the entirety of that section of his chest and his uniform. Marksman, hand-to-hand weapon combat expert, black guy with a very pronounced and stylish dash. He looks at you. He kind of gives everyone kind of a once-over, but doesn't say anything. Doesn't nod in greeting, just observes. And after Beachhead welcomes you all back, Beachhead looks back at Hawk. Hawk nods, and the 4 of you are called to attention, and you're given medals of valor, because going to an alien planet and trying to prevent that planet from fleeing the Earth, it deserves at least a little bit of recognition. And it's pinned to whatever you're wearing, including your skivvies. But that's funny.
Yeah, Classified's wearing a boxer shorts and a shirt that says it's only a war crime the second time. He also takes the medal
right over the word war crime.
He takes the medal off and hands it back to who's handing it to him and says, put that in a safe somewhere. I'm not actually here.
They nod, they get it. It'll at least be in your jacket. And then there are 4 seats that are brought to the middle of the room, and you are completely debriefed. They ask for, well, I guess collectively, 3 of you need to decide if you're actually divulging any of the quote-unquote war crimes, or if you're going to change your story, because that will require some sort of persuasion or deception.
I think the truth is important, right about
it.
Yeah.
Snitch.
I don't. It is not my nature.
He didn't sign up for giving away continents to aliens.
However, these are matters of planetary import, and, well, I would want to make sure that nobody but the very highest levels were in the room when we talk about the Rock Lord dudes going to Antarctica. Essentially, we would want everyone who wasn't cleared for the very, very, very top of security and then a bit above that to hear these things, because it's not something that, if it got out, would increase the stability of the world that we live on.
You mean the highest classified level?
Above classified level.
Yeah, there are several levels above classified level. However, Beachhead makes no one leave. They're all your teammates, and likely the new organization that is going to be the protectors of the planet. they may as well get you. By the way, since this seems to be an appropriate enough transition, this gentleman here, and he points to the green beret, is codenamed Stalker. He is your new liaison.
Awkwardly salute, sir.
Don't salute me, soldier. We have a different way here.
Oh, thank goodness, because I have still not quite figured out who I'm supposed to salute and what.
We collectively, and Stalker just seems to launch into any sort of excuse to give an exposition dump. He says, we at this new organization, and we're still workshopping the names. Well, we haven't narrowed down to a couple of really neat ones. We're getting the depth and breadth of all the elite soldiers of the world here. And what we're going to do is the leader is whoever's the most expert in the field. You guys decided that as, you know, I heard this during your debrief, as you encountered different difficulties, somebody else took the lead, and that is exactly what we're trying to emulate in this new organization. So here in this meeting, your boss is Hawk, then it's Beachhead, then it's me. Out in the field is whoever has the specialty.
Where does Sergeant Slaughter fit into that?
Issue in front of you. And we're going to
Top of the pyramid.
this up as a regulation, and this will be how
We're holding the pyramid.
going forward. You gentlemen
Like Atlas.
have not received your orders to report to this
Yep.
team yet, so do expect them any day now. And while current regulations don't exactly cover top secret agent of the American government who technically doesn't exist, giving away a country that
Not a country.
that no one country is allowed to own. And
He corrected
give
himself.
away. I'm assuming there will be at least some minor negative repercussions from this declaration.
If they can indeed prove that it happened.
That will be as simple as finding your rock friends and asking.
And that would be an interesting proposition of its own, and certainly take a lot of energy and time.
Absolutely.
That we probably don't have right now, given that a
Threatening them
large
with
portion
paperwork.
of an alien planet has crashed into this land. I don't think I need to say this, but I'm going to say it out loud so that anyone else who is listening knows. That rock is the most valuable thing that has ever been on Earth. It contains technology that could literally destroy us. And the race to conquer it, possess it, strip it for whatever it's worth is going to be the biggest challenge that this planet has ever faced. If we are not on it and starting to figure out what we want to do about it and doing that thing, then someone else is, and they're going to get these technologies, and who knows what they're going to do with them. It is, I would think, our first priority to ensure that that does not happen. I
Or we
do
could all
not
forget about it.
control anyone within this organization. I'm only aligned with it. I answer to people far, far, far away from here. But I will say this, as a human being who lives on this planet, I recognize the
Allegedly.
incredible potential for good and for destruction
Started out
of the
that way.
last couple of days. And I think it's great for an organization like this to exist, because there are going to be some very hard decisions made very quickly.
Stalker waits until you're done, and even hold on for an extra second just to make sure you don't have any last moment thoughts. And he gets up and he stands right in front of you, and he holds out his hand to shake yours.
So I shake his hand, but I shake his hand with the one with the slightly moving wiry extensions coming out of it, and shake them while those things are moving, just so we can get an idea of what he's going to have to start being able to cope with.
Does not break eye contact. He pays the little feeler things exactly 0 mind. He says, son, you and your compatriots are the reason we started wild idea of an organization, because we know there are people on this planet that can handle this kind of thing. And we didn't send you up there with no clue about what this place was. There are other squads. There are a couple of other organizations whose job is to study all the weird stuff you field guys bump into. So fear not. We know exactly how the potential of this giant bit of alien planet. And we're negotiating through the UN and a couple of back channels with all of the countries that need to be involved in securing it, even if that means politically freezing out 1 or 2 of them.
100% Stalker's the one who sold him out.
Worry about. You have brought your report in, you have been debriefed, your job is over. And if we need you to do something else that just so happens to involve this alien planet, let you know. And we have full confidence that you will perform it admirably, above board, without any additional war crimes, and to the best of your extraordinary ability.
We've reached our
my
war
sweet
client.
summer child.
He turns his head and meets each one of you directly in your eyeballs. All right. Everybody has 3 days of RR and the thanks of Uncle Sam. When you come back, we'll get back to work.
I'm gonna walk up to him, put my hand down, shake his hand.
He absolutely shakes your hand.
Do that manly, grasp his hand and do a handshake. And the other hand, stop the back of it, just give him a good handshake.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't remember the phrase I'm looking for, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I gotcha. Okay.
And then jazz hands.
He enthusiastically shakes his hand. He even smiles as he's shaking. Despite the fact that he has to put on the drill sergeant exterior, you can tell he's very proud of you. Not only did you kick alien ass, but you kicked alien ass as American fighters, which is awesome.
And there's more after this.
And then the shards featured in one story in G.I. Joe and then promptly forgot about it.
Yeah.
Stars Aaron Moss as
I have
Hardman
to have to
and
see.
as Stealth Mode.
That could have been like a whole arc.
Copper Stout.
Well, literally, it could have been the arc.
As Scaffold and Shoehorn. Joshua McGuire as Reaper and Mongoose. Charles Cushman as Classified and Ghost Town. And starring Eric Smith as the Storyteller. A big thanks to Hasbro, Marvel Comics, Skybound Entertainment, and all the other comic companies for the years of great G.I. Joe resources and stories. And thanks to Renegade Studios and all their employees for their role-playing game. And a big thank you to all you listening to the Energon Protocols. This is a mostly monthly podcast where a handful of geeks get together to play the Renegade Studios role-playing game, G.I. Joe. If you like what you're listening to, check out the role-playing game
So
yourself.
this next part is something that I wrote in the chat at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thoroughly researched, and every part of it is 100% correct to the legislation, laws, and regulations. So it is, every part of it is absolutely correct by real world law.
G.I. Joe goodness over the years. There's also Head Speaks, where I look at anything geek related. Plus, there are several other shows available.
It was then recorded after I was writing it, started reading it out of the thread, and Erik and Aaron were so patient because I am horrible at reading scripts. I couldn't even read it out loud without them going, okay, calm down, instructing me moment by moment on how to do this, because it was so tough for me to work off a script.
Okay, so the next day, Stalker rolls into the common area right before dinner, laughing to himself, listening to something in his earphone. He looks at the group gathered for their evening meal, trying to hold in a laugh. He says, so, anyone interested in where Classified went when he didn't come to breakfast this morning? I have some information. Apparently he was, quote unquote, encouraged to come to New York to provide expert testimony at a special emergency section of the UN Security Council. Fox said that a bootleg copy of the recording is making the rounds among those in the know. Anyone want to hear it? And Stalker looks at everyone in stunned silence, pulls his earphone out, clicks a few buttons, and turns up the audio. The recording is rough, but you can understand it well enough. It starts. Good evening. This is an emergency session in the United States Security Council regarding about MIB agent number Earl and his I would like to say on behalf of the Security Council, Agent, we appreciate your cooperation in appearing before us today. As hurried as this meeting was set up, we appreciate your adaptability. I think we all have a basic idea of the broad stroke events, but we'd like to hear from your mouth, perhaps give us a little context and a little detail that may not have made it into the report. And I turn the testimony over to
I state for the record that my name is Cal Minnams, and I'm here to answer your kind request for my testimony on my actions during North Nebraska incidents. Pulling me out of bed at 3 a.m. in the Black Hood was a nice touch. On the initial point made by the chair as I was walking in, I did not give away Antarctica. I would like to state first that there's no paperwork at all transferring the property, riparian rights, or mineral rights of the continent of Antarctica to the alien non-combatants. These allegations themselves have no merit, period, and whatever you are trying to suggest was done here has no legal basis in fact. I will, however, as a courtesy, provide you information about what happened, the circumstances in which it happened, and why it happened to demonstrate my deep respect for international law and this esteemed body. Due to the unprecedented and world-threatening events of the incident, I was given extraordinary powers under the rules of engagement to reduce or eliminate the existential alien threat, up to and including the release of weapons on a foreign planet, or in treating with the extraplanetary aliens to stop the threat, as the actions identified by this panel took place on an Earthside remnant of that planet, which was safely guided to Earth after I and my team were able to do so. From Naurskerbest Space Bridge and the subsequent crash of the remnants of Naurskerbest, these powers under the ROE should still be considered to apply. As the
Rules of
only
engagement
official of an American on the foreign planet of Naurskerbest, I was
Like the disruption of the classified like names and whatnot.
in my
Yeah,
responsibility
we,
under Joint Publication 3.
when Charles wrote it out, he's like, "This is classified." I'm like, we talked about a little bit how to put like a yojo over it or static, and I found a way to just reverse what was said,
Yeah,
garble it out,
that sounded like backwards talk.
to make it sound like it was,
brilliant.
instead of being filtered, it was just a recording malfunction.
Safe passage out of a disaster for non-hostile, non-combatant individuals in an active zone of disaster to an area outside the threat zone. In doing so, I observe my responsibilities under Article 1 of the 4th Geneva Convention to protect civilians and ensure that civilians are treated humanely and are protected from violence, intimidation, or degrading treatment. The aliens appeared as smooth, featureless stone angels, which did not have any obvious external or offensive weaponry. Those would have necessitated a search or seizure action, but under the circumstances, attempting to do so would have been considered invasive and degrading treatment under Article 1 of the 4th. As acting ambassador ex officio and being the active commander of the evacuation, I am required under JP 3-68 to give the host country notice of the intent to move refugees to an area within their borders. As it would have been impossible to give such notice to any country on Earth within a reasonable time frame, the only place on the planet that I could send them to was Antarctica, which is governed under the Antarctic Treaty of 1959, which was enacted in 1961, and has no civilian government requiring notification. I evacuated the alien non-combatants to the single area on Earth that, due to a combination of the Demilitarization Treaty and the hostile environmental conditions, represented the least threat to escalate military responses from world government, create social panic, or damage military and civilian assets and infrastructure. Additionally, for anyone thinking that they can harvest these living, sentient beings for their technology, the Antarctic Treaty provides strict protections against military incursion into the lands covered by the treaty, something that I hope you are all willing to work together to enforce. I would like to sum up by saying that I have just saved the damn planet twice in 48 hours and de-escalated the threat from a third party that could have laid waste to all but 3 of your entire armies in less than 20 minutes without breaking a sweat. And I did it with a 5-minute damn conversation. Lost nothing. Earth may have gained an ally. You are welcome. And all I ask in return is that you do not squander this gift that you have been given. Council, you are facing the greatest risk to human existence this world has ever faced, not only from the introduction of a millenniums-long war of extermination that has laid waste to hundreds of planets, but also to the Earth's internal factions that would seek to turn this massive technological advance upon each other. When Project first looked upon the space bridge far across the galaxy, due to the limitations of the speed of light, it showed a picture of a planet beautiful, that was teeming with life, and only a few little flashes of war. I have walked across that bridge, and I have seen the destruction as it is right now. Depopulated and dead, resourceless and crumbling. It's a husk of the technological marvel of its ancient self. Now that war has spread to our planet. Whatever you might think about the capability of our combined militaries to combat them, I can assure you with perfect certainty that it would be pointless to rise up and meet them in battle. We are hopelessly, hilariously under-equipped to win this. The weakest among them could
Thank you,
easily
Sam
resort
Jackson.
to us. They're 1,000 years ahead of our military technology, and they have spent that entire millennia at war. If we want to win, if we want to survive, we must instead change the trajectory of war to a trajectory of peace. And it will not be the grand actions or great battles that win this, but instead the sum of a lot of small, timely, and deliberate actions that will going to decide our fate. I encourage you to support the U.S. government in enacting Project to put the team into place with full international support and the adequate funding to be able to take bold and decisive action to end a war that we can not only win, but if not ended within our lifetimes, will be the death of this planet exactly as it has been for so many. So if you don't have anything else, I am going to the commissary now because I hear they have some lovely crescent rolls with raspberry jam today, and I am famished from being off planet with no food or support for 2 weeks while I save the whole damn planet from complete destruction twice. If you need me, come talk to me there.
I thank Agent Classified for his debriefing. He will be detained, of course, for additional debriefings for other significant personnel, as well as acting as a liaison to the incursion, visiting off-world personnel so that we may begin negotiations for their extended stay and any special needs these rock people may have or require.
Meaning he'll be sent to Antarctica.
To ensure their continued safety and prosperity. So enjoy your raspberry jam. This meeting is adjourned. Back at G.I. Joe headquarters, Stalker presses stop on the recording. So, I've seen the video, and he made this argument in front of the UN Security Council, dressed in his boxer shorts and a t-shirt that said it's not a war crime the first time. So you know. You missed a little guy. Done. End of transcript.
Yo, Joe.
And that was it.
That ending. Wow.
Yeah.
That was something.
Really good job, Charles. They really good job.
I feel like that was the end of Act 1.
Yeah.
It became, it was, that arc was amazing to live through, like to enjoy, to be a part of. And Erik set this like absolute desperate situation that we were in. And it wasn't like we were having these grand battles, although we did, nuke like 4,000 junkions. It was more, we were just fighting every inch of the ground that we were crossing on Cybertron. And that just felt like one of those moments that's what brought the team together. That's what, that was the big thing that started it. And so it was amazing. Erik nailed the theme and the absolute desperation of it. And, it just straight up, everybody brought their A game to it throughout the entire arc. And so, not that the rest isn't good, but this was just a very good point to say this is the end of Act 1 and let's move on with the other pieces. So anyway, I very much, Erik, thank you for making that happen. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you guys mentioned that you gave away like Antarctica to like an alien species, or you gave away Antarctica. I didn't know the gravity of that situation.
Well, we've heard about the events, but we had no idea it was like that. And that's serious.
A little one-off joke. Okay, all right, ha. We gave away Antarctica. What now? Weeping Angel? Oh, okay. Keep it there. Good.
It was my plan to not.
That was your plan?
No. It was my plan to not make them the Weeping Angels. I set them up like that because I was hip deep in pop culture references the whole time we were in Cybertron. But I was trying to veer back away from that now that we're back on Earth. But I had to do that one last little take. But the tension was enough that when Scaffold went into that first room and they were moving and not moving when you were blinking, that I probably shouldn't have gone quite that far, but that was the closest we got to a fight with them, which was that whole back half that I mentioned. That you guys cut the adventure short because you didn't fight them. So good job for that. But yeah, so that tension was the best that we got.
Yeah, I keep the entire time like, oh crap, and then they start talking. What the hell? Where'd this come from? So no, it was great, Eric. It was a great story. I just loved what you put together for us, even though we tried to foil it every chance we got, and
oh my god,
doing what you didn't expect, and not.
I could have had a character, Beachhead or Stalker, and G.I. Joe 1 or 2 came out at this time, and they were soliciting like issue 7 or 8, and I saw Beachhead on the cover, and I was like, damn, I'm going to lose Beachhead because he's got to go be a actual G.I. Joe. So that's why I swapped him out with Stalker here. So it had to have been issue 2 or 3, but and totally lost my train of thought there.
You had a Beachhead who was a nice guy until he, worked with us.
Yeah.
We broke Beachhead.
Yeah, I was hoping that there would be a moment so I could, he would be the grouchy guy from then on, and when he appeared in the comic books, he would be grouchy, and you guys can point to him and said, "We did that." But there was never a great moment. So, but it did happen. You guys are responsible for that.
I do like your characterization of a Stalker being like a guy who's been there, done that. Okay, all the BS and whatnot. You guys are good at what you guys are doing. So keep at it. I actually started like using that characterization for like my game as well. I just like that. Like he has a job to do. But he also
but Stalker is the number one guy overall out of the entire first generation.
So I like that. Just he knows about the bureaucracy bullshit. He understands that, but at the same time, you guys, things wouldn't have gotten things done without you guys and you guys' work. So be able to cut the protagonist a little bit of slack, ultimately bend the rules a little bit to let you guys do what you guys can do. So myself like that, but yeah. Hey, little man.
Jamal says hi.
Huh?
Jamal says hi.
Who?
Jamal, it's right there.
Hi, Jamal.
Hey.
This is Grayson, my youngest son.
Remember, Mr. Crash plays on YouTube. If not,
All right, go play. Almost done. But no, I'm glad we got the other chance. Got to do this and listen to our hijinks and Charles not give away Antarctica.
Only thing I could do, man.
Yeah, no, that was a good. Again, it kind of ruined Eric's plans. We didn't fight, but you know what? It was. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
I was so hyped after that speech and everything, that session, that I was up until 3 a.m. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to prove that was the only thing that he could do. And just started opening Wikipedia and started going. I read the Geneva Convention. Like, it was just I'm going to absolutely prove this. And I did it as a joke, but it actually came out pretty good. Like, as far as
we had a conversation right after the session ended, and I said, I'm pretty much going to have to arrest you.
Oh, and I was fully expecting it. That's classifieds, if nothing, except what happens when you pay the consequences of doing things badly.
Yeah, it took us like half an hour to record that, and I knocked it down to like 10 minutes.
It was like 8 minutes, and it took, it felt like a lot longer than that. I am not a good person to work with a script.
Well, you say that, but you just mentioned that you went through a lot. You did a lot of researching the text, which is I don't know if any guys are familiar with the Stanislavski acting technique. That's literally how that's supposed to be. Is that you got the text, do research on do research on the text, motivations, all that, in order to give a honest performance, which you absolutely did. You did actual research on the Gene Convention, all the laws and stuff like that, so that you actually knew what your character was talking about, and that added the authenticity to the performance.
Yeah, and I didn't know you researched that. I just thought you were making up regulation numbers and paragraphs.
One thing was slow him down at first because he was trying to put bleeps in there as went along. And somewhere along the way, I think Eric's like, well, just read it all off, and then Eric can go through and bleep it out himself. And that way you're not halting yourself unnecessarily, trying to put these bleeps or whatever in there. Just read it out like you want to, and I'll work my magic. And
which you did.
Yeah, that worked.
Bleep it out. Oh, and I'm very, very satisfied with that art. That was, that was just great. That was fantastic. A great experience to have been part of.
Oh, yes. All right. My G.I. Joe one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let me come in. Hi, guys. It's me, Mr. Crash the Legend.
But anyways, that was very fun. I enjoyed re-listening to this and hearing your guys' thoughts as we go along, your guys' memories that was there, and
and we got a bit of a preview of the next two big things, of course, which is Firecracker and Tornado.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yep. So I don't know when you want to do this again, but we do this in the future again if you guys want to. Let's see what's other thoughts. I guess we can end it here. Any other thoughts or comments they want to make before we end it?
No. Well, real quick, this is my notes from college that has the majority of my acting stuff. I have a literal entire packet of the Stanislavski's technique and stuff like that. So, wait, hold on. Playable actions, acting. That was a class, acting realism, and just old relics of just all this stuff of just marking, of how do you mark the script and all that.
Very nice.
Acting requires a lot more work than people think about it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yes.
You guys are so overqualified to be here.
Yeah.
In the case of Jamal, I agree, but I'm more of a writer than an actor. I try to do my best. But you haven't heard Jamal so far, but Charles has a good character that is fully developed, and he's acting his ass out when he's playing Classified. Tornado is just so much fun to hear, and I knew that you were an actor, Jamal, but it shows.
We'll get to that when we get there, but I really enjoyed playing Tornado. So, but you guys, that was a good episode. That was a very tense one, especially knowing the context of the statues, even though they were weeping angels. The fact that they were kind of like that,
yes,
is again adds a good amount of tension in and of itself, because those things are very, very dangerous. and just hear you guys just casually trying to figure out what this thing is without really knowing what these things are capable of. I'm like, but yeah, it's enjoyable.
That was a fun one. I can't wait to hear the rest.
Well, I said it was dropped normally the third Thursday of the month. Again, I pushed it back a week, so it would appear on the same time as we're doing the normally play. So, but I guess that'll do it until next time. So yeah, join us next month, the third Thursday of March, for episode 11, which already got recorded and or got edited down and uploaded.
Yep.
So, and that's when we bring in the new characters. We bring in our alt characters. So, and yeah, classified and everything goes on here. We'll stick around for a while.
And this one does come to a conclusion. So
yes.
You still listen to this. We promise you an ending.
Yes, yes. Unlike the last time we did G.I. Joe and we had to stop mid-game.
I was so mad.
Middle of getting ready to battle Destro.
So mad that we did a whole build up to attacking the castle, and then it was like, and that was the end. I'm like, no.
Make me stop for the holidays, and just life got in the way, and
like I pulled the plug in February, and we hadn't played since early December.
Yep.
That's Aaron and Eric and I got together and made a blood oath that we were going to see this one through to the end. Not going to do.
We've only on episode 10, but yeah, spoilers for everyone else. This does reach it. We do actually have an ending this time, so a good ending. Well, it's up for you guys to decide when we get that far, but keep listening, and I guess that'll do it for this time. Everyone, have a nice night.
Bye, everyone.
Remember, Mr. Crash
Thank
Plays,
you,
if you guys don't subscribe, do it now. Bye.
Bye. In the stream.
Excellent call to action.
Yeah. He's much better at this than I am.
Actually, you're better than
G.I. Joe, a Real American Headcast, is available monthly on iTunes, Stitcher, and at headspeaks.com. All characters and stories are owned and trademarked by their respective owners. We claim no ownership other than our opinions. All audio and images are used for entertainment purposes and falls under fair use. We make no money from this headcast. For more of the monthly G.I. Joe, check out the IDW series. For the stories we're covering, look for the comics and trade paperbacks. Let us know what you think. Send us an email letting us know your thoughts. Joe's dismissed.